Hello, nerdologists. So today is kind of super busy and stressful for me as my body recently decided to come down with a cold and I'm leaving for Ireland tonight and I still have some packing to do and some classes to go to. So sorry for the poor quality of this video, but I'm making a video and that's what counts. So on Monday, Michelle talked about more of her interests in her ology and the internet, and so I'm going to continue on that theme. I mentioned last time that I actually did my senior comp on Nerdfighteria, and that project was really interesting because I did get to apply my major to my love of the internet. And Michelle also talked about ethnographies, and that was kind of more what my project was going for, but it turned, in typical ethnographies, you're supposed to go and live with the people, and that's how you get insider information about the community. But for my project, unfortunately, I couldn't live in the internet. I really wish I could live in the internet, but I couldn't, so I ended up doing surveys and asking people about their thoughts and feelings in Nerdfighteria and asking them to define certain terms. So I guess I looked at the community more from a linguistic perspective and used words, different phrases that the community used as symbols for the overall culture. And so hopefully I will talk about this more in depth later because this was a year ago and I don't really remember any of my findings, and I really want to discuss that at some point. Other areas of the internet that I'm really interested in, I mentioned that I'm a women's studies minor, and so recently I've become interested in how gender is portrayed through the internet. I spent a lot of time on Tumblr over the summer, and I was just really interested in all of the different ways that gender is portrayed. Usually when you think of women, you think of dieting and stuff, but so many people on Tumblr are reblogging these posts of food, and I'm just screw being skinny, I want to eat all of the food. But at the same time at Tumblr, you also have the other side of Tumblr where you have people talking about eating disorders and encouraging negative body image, basically. So that's really interesting that it can be used for both sides of, I don't know where that was going, guys, sorry. Another thing about Tumblr, I've noticed a couple of people cosplaying in the Sherlock fandom. For those of you who don't know, cosplaying is dressing up as characters, and a lot of times there's gender bending involved, and I think people tend to still see themselves, it's mostly women, so they tend to see themselves as women, but they're dressing up as male characters, or sometimes taking the male characters and turning them into female characters. It's just so interesting because these kinds of things question our whole social norms and question the whole idea of gender, because for those of you who don't know, gender is a social construct. I'm actually taking a whole class about this right now. Sex is biological, so dealing with XY chromosomes and stuff, but all of our social norms related to what is masculine and feminine is socially constructed, in my opinion. I don't think there's really any biology behind why girls like pink, because that just doesn't make sense. I'm going to stop here for today because I think this is long enough now. But yeah. Oh, no, wait. One more thing about the internet that I'm interested in is the idea of social justice through the internet and how social groups utilize different social media sites and things like that in order to promote their causes. So for instance, the HPA is pretty much entirely online, and also I'll post a link to that below. Also, what's it called? The Uncultured Project, which is amazing. I will also post a link to that below. And that's going to be all for today, and I will see Chelsea on Friday. Bye, guys!